Turning to another topic, Black History Month, finding Fed officials talking more about the gap between minority unemployment and white unemployment than ever before. But is it all talk? Steve's been looking at whether this is Fed rhetoric or real policy. Where'd you land on this, Steve?
Well, you know, it sort of works right into the discussion we've been having, Andrew. Like never before, Fed officials have been talking about this gap between black and white unemployment and suggesting it's a measure they are going to use in figuring out when to reverse course and tighten policy or to keep it loose until it narrows. Take a look here. Minorities have been hit harder in this downturn than whites. The current black unemployment rate above 9%. That compares with 5.7% for whites, or think of it like 160% of the white level. Now, the idea that the Fed can play a role in narrowing the gap, it's new thinking. Conventional economics holds the Fed can influence overall demand, but not relative demand. For example, the demand for white versus black labor. But hang on. Conventional economics also holds that black unemployment was a structural problem, and yet the gap fell to an all-time low of just 1.8 percentage points in 2019.
These late-breaking improvements in the labor market did not result in unwanted upward pressures on inflation, as might have been expected. In fact, inflation did not even rise to 2% on a sustained basis. There was every reason to expect that the labor market could have strengthened even further without causing a worrisome increase in inflation were it not for the onset of the pandemic.
So whether the Powell Fed can or should chart a new course remains to be seen. Over the last 40 years, the gap between black and white unemployment not only rises in recessions, it keeps rising even after the recession technically ends. Powell was clear this is not a job just for Fed policy. He said maximum employment would require, quote, a society-wide commitment. But it does appear as if this Fed will let the economy run hotter, in part to bring down the gap and be watching the measure for a sign of how long to press on the accelerator or when, Andrew, to tap on the brakes.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.